do to all my motherfucking free game people out there, man. To all of my FNB people out there, man. I'm sure y'all noticed my hair is done. I did it myself. I got a little talent. I ain't even retwisted, just straight braids on the regular new growth. No retwist or nothing. I just braided my shit. But the other day, I was having a good talk with a great friend. The other day, this was yesterday, y'all. Fuck. Yesterday I was talking with a good friend, and we was having a conversation, and it kind of led to talking about art. Now I know I didn't talked about this shit so much, you feel me, that it may be repetitive almost, but she just gave me some new shit to think about when it comes to like what art, was throughout history. So when we was talking about this shit, she brought up a point that, a long time ago in like Greek, Greek times or whatever the fuck, art didn't always have the meaning of what it is today. A lot of times when we think of art now, you may think of like music, you may think of you may think of like somebody painting some shit, a nigga being a sculptor or something like that. Like when you think of art, those may be like the main things you think about. But one of the great points that was brought to me is that she said that back then art meant, your purpose in life. And we went into a little bit of that, into the depth of that. But what it brought me to is understanding that anything was art if you put your intention behind it. It isn't just even it wasn't even just being a poet or being a motherfucker that talked. Like anything, nigga. If you was making swords, my nigga, you was an artist. You feel me? If you was a metal garbage can maker, but you love to make metal garbage cans, my nigga, you was an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like art is just whatever. It kind of what it boiled down to. This isn't a direct quote of what she said, but it basically kind of translated to me as that art is basically anything that you put your full intention behind. That's when it becomes art, is when you put your personal intention behind it and put your personal, flair on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of it made me think of shit differently. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna say it just completely shook my world up. I ain't gonna say that, but it definitely made me think of shit differently. Because then, when you really think about it, it make you feel like anything and everything you do with your full intention is art. My mom told me that no matter what you do, make sure you're the best at it. And her dad told her that. And I'm sure one day I'll tell my kids that as well. But with that, it's like me making sure that I'm the best at what I do makes me an artist at it. Nigga, if I chose to be a motherfucking porn star out here, but I chose to be the best porn star ever, I will be an artist at that shit. Because I'm putting my full intention behind it. You will see it in my facial expressions as I'm busting the girl down. You'll be like, this nigga's an artist. He's trying so hard. See what I'm saying? And that's obviously I'm being like it's satire, but you feel me? Like it don't matter what it is. It's just about the intention you put into it is what make it art. And that's what make it like unique, really. Is that intention that you put into it. I was just watching Pulp Fiction, and when I was watching it, the one thing, and obviously I was watching it after we had this conversation, the one thing that really was able to stand out to me is I can see how much intention was put into the movie, how much details. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I do know about Quentin Tarantino's movies is that he want his script read exactly how he writes it. What that shows me is that the nigga is an artist. That is art. He take that as his art. I mean, movies is art, obviously, with all the cinematography and all that shit. But it's like, when you really think about it in that sense of, like, it's just the intention. I can tell how much intention is put behind it. And that's why all his movies, or at least most of his movies, in my opinion, are like, classics. Niggas love them shits. Even if people don't even fully understand them, they can just tell the intention that's put into them. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe, and this is a little side, but I don't believe everybody fully understands all the movies. Shit, I don't be always understanding where the fuck some of them bitches be going, but them shits are entertaining as hell. They detailed, they well filmed, and nigga, it's art. I can tell how much intention is behind it. I feel like that right there, the intention that he puts into it carries it like 90% of the way. Sorry, it's bugs all through this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that make me think like, nigga, anything that you can put your full intention into will become your art. You know? That's where it becomes important to love what you do. You know, it'd be hard for a nigga to put his full intent into being a factory worker, unless it's like one of those niggas that just love their job. Because there's some niggas, you know what I'm saying, that love they motherfucking factory FedEx job. They love stacking them boxes. They come to work 20 minutes early. They gonna tell on you if you late. You know what I'm saying? There's some niggas that love that motherfucking FedEx job. And you can tell. But for the most part, most of us probably don't like that type of work, so it'd be hard to put your intention into it. So when you're doing things that you can't put your full intent into, it go back to what I was saying with the last video. It's like you burying your soul, essentially, which then means that it's like soul killing, because you're not able to show it. You're not able to show your intent. You're not able to show your, you know, whatever it is that makes you special, whatever is your uniqueness. You ain't able to put your flair on anything because you have to hide it and bury it in order to do things that you don't really like just because you need to survive. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, all of us are kind of guilty of that in some way, shape, or form. But, nigga, that shit was, you know, shout out my friend, man. She really snapped. She put me on, made me think about some shit. She really is the inspiration to this video. So, free game people, I love y'all, man. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'm out of here.